Jim Bradshaw is going to be answering our fourth question first. Please explain your position on how best to use the newly revised proposed land use plan to enhance the future development of our community, residential and commercial development, job creation, quality of life, and other items.
We've had 3 public hearings on the land use, the last one being today. I've been to 2 of them, plus several of the City Commission, Planning Commission also had a workshop here at this house on the land use of what is being presented. I am glad it's being reworked. Thus far, I've not had a lot of people calling and complaining to me about it, but the one we had before needed some work on. Many times something would come to the table and I would say, as Commissioner, this don't match. The land use plan does not match with what you're wanting. Then it would go back to the Planning Commission. So it was a lot of time factor, and a lot of times it got matched up. Sometimes it didn't, I guess. But what we've got now looks good. If I hear a lot of comment from citizens and constituents, I'll be glad to look that over. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Marlowe, please.
The land use plan is nothing more than more or less a tool to use to manage the land that we have and how it's developed. It has to be a living document. As things change within our city, then that plan needs to change. We need to make sure there's no barriers that would keep healthy businesses from coming into our city. And we need to make sure that there are no barriers to get in the way of building quality health and quality places for our children, quality places for our senior adults to utilize on a regular basis.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Mack.
When I became mayor in 2000, we repealed the land use plan that was in place at the time that provided for very high density throughout Mt.Juliet. The problem with high density is you end up with a lot of apartments and starter homes all crammed into a small area that create very little sales tax dollars and require a lot of services and infrastructure. We replaced that with the Edge City land use plan that helped us move development to the east side of Mt.Juliet Road and created an internal market that kept people the new people coming in, from being so close to Hermitage where they would go and spend their sales tax dollars in Davidson County and support Davidson County schools rather than Wilson County schools. It worked very well. It created an internal market that allowed us to recruit Providence and other retailers. Let me get the citizens' interest here in saying that the current revisions to the land use plan basically are an attempt to increase density and go back to what was in place in 2000. We need to take a good hard look at the changes being proposed.
Thank you, Mr. Mack. Thank you for the prop there, too.
You bet. Just want to make my point.
Ms. Elam.
I don't think I need theatrics to make my point, so I'll just speak in common language. I do want to back up to the last question that was asked. I ran out of time. I do favor a full-time mayor in Mt.Juliet in the near future. I haven't brought that up as a public issue because I think the sitting mayor is the very last person in our city who needs to be making that decision. That's a decision for the citizens, not for the person who's sitting in that position at the time. I had actually asked for this land use plan review several years ago. Had some difficulty getting it started, but it's now fully underway. I have not sat on the committee that has been coming up with the revisions, but I know they have put a lot of work and effort into it. I've had glimpses of it, as has Commissioner Bradshaw, at public meetings. I look forward to more detailed discussion of it. You need to realize the land use plan is a living document. It changes as the needs and desires of the community change. We're not the same city we were in 2000 or even in 2004. It's appropriate to look at it.
Thank you.